Arizona, homeowner's best friend.
Have you seen? I think. I'm not going to try and repeat the name, but it's a clay pot that's round, and then you put it in the ground, and then you fill up the clay pot, and like the water's supposed to leach through into the soil through the clay.
Yes, so that's an Oya, and those can be very helpful. I like them best in pots, not so much in my raised bed gardens. I like them in pots or even in some of my in-ground stuff where I know my composition of soil actually is more conducive to wicking that out. Because sometimes we find in the Oyas, if you've got too good of a soil mix, it doesn't actually wick much of that water out of the pot fast enough because it's such a low osmotic potential, I guess you could say. If I've got clay soil, like in-ground soil around my Oya, that tends to wick the water away and become more useful because it's a slow release soil system. Whereas a lot of our best soil mixes are more of a high release soil system where it can hold the moisture for a time and then it releases it actually quicker, it drains quicker. And so you may not get the same effect. It doesn't wick laterally. It's like when I've got clay in my soil in ground, the water wicks laterally and can water more space with an Oya. Whereas if I've got a more vertical draining water system where I've got really good soils, then the water of the Oya is only going to be watering the like 3 to 4 inches around that Oya, and that's it. So it's effective, but only for the plants that are closest to it in a raised bed scenario.
And like you said, in a raised bed, that very well manicured, produced garden soil isn't really conducive to drawing the water out.
Yeah, it's not going to go laterally, it's going to go more vertically because that's just the nature of the soil mix that you've got. It's just not going to go that direction. And I mean, if you look at a water column after certain types of soil are watered, you know, the more sandy a soil is, the column of water is going to go straight down. And then the more clay there is in the soil, the more lateral that water envelope basically is of what's being watered. It goes laterally, which is why our desert plants can survive so well out here with such little rain or infrequent rain, is because it goes laterally, it holds in the soil for a very long time, so it doesn't take much.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona homeowner's best friend.